Hey guys, Ellie here. Today, I bring to you another Thursday talk. Today's episode will be a little more lighthearted than the one I did on Tuesday. If you saw the one that I did about doing things by the book, it kind of got a little bit intense for my standards, I guess you could say. But today's will be a little less serious. Today's is going to be about pushiness or overstepping. I want to say thank you to all of you who have left amazing requests and ideas in the comment sections about various things that I can do for Thursday talks. Y'all have given me a lot of good ideas. I've been writing them down in my notes, and today's going to be about pushiness. This is one that I just some recent events around me kind of got me thinking about it, and I was like, hey, this would be something that's pretty cool to discuss in a video. I bet a lot of my viewers could relate to it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So regarding being pushy about certain things, it's human nature to, when you want something to happen or when you want somebody you know to do something, you tend to ask them repeatedly to try to push them, nudge them in what you consider is the right direction, and get them to do what you want to see them do. It's just human nature. We all do it. And so there are certain times when that persistence, that continued pushing is a good thing. But then there are other times where you can get too pushy and you can hurt your own cause. There have been times where I've pushed people so far that they, out of spite, just went and did the opposite of what I was trying to push them to do. And there's been times where when someone has pushed me so hard, they've shoved something down my throat so much that it made me be like, no, I'm gonna go and do the opposite just because I'm getting so annoyed and so irritated. It doesn't mean that I'm a horrible person, or it doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. It's just kind of the way, it's human nature is the best way that I can explain it. Let me give some examples. I love my mom to death. I love her with all of my heart. So I don't want to dog on my mom. She is amazing. She's the best mom I could have ever been blessed with. I'm so thankful for her. But I will say that all growing up, she used to always get on to me about washing my hands. I know it's because she loves me and because she wants me to be healthy. And so she'd want me to wash my hands after I played outside before I ate, and wash my hands after I used the bathroom, wash my hands after taking out the trash, just different things like that. And so, like, that was cool. But at some point, it just got so out of hand. Like, I just felt like it got shoved down my throat so much that at times it made me want to just stick my hands in the dumpster and then go eat some tacos. It made me want to, like, not wash my hands after using the bathroom. It made me just not want to wash my hands for anything. Just not to upset her, to make her angry, but I was like so annoyed, like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get sick if you know what I mean? It's human nature. So it's something that I think that all of us have been there before, where something can be shoved down our throat so badly that it makes us want to go and do the opposite. There was a time in my life, I'm thankful that I like eating healthy now, but I didn't always used to enjoy eating healthy. I used to kind of like junk food. And so the first the first several times that I got encouragement to eat healthier, it was nice. But then at some point, like, healthy food literally would be shoved down my throat so much that it made me be like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna eat McDonald's junk food 3 times a day, and you can't do anything about it. And so those are times that I've been pushed so badly to do something that it made me go and do the opposite. And there's also been times in my life where I have wanted people to do something really badly, and I have ended up hurting my own cause. The biggest example I can think of with this is when I first started getting serious about my relationship with God. It was in October 2020 is when I first developed a strong relationship with the Lord, I would say. And at first I would like to think that I've always been on fire for God, wanting to please Him and make Him proud of me. But there was a certain time when it just got so out of hand, you could say, to where I would see videos of people street preaching, carrying their megaphone, and I feel like I had to do it. And so I would go and do it. I would go into restaurants and get in people's faces, telling them they needed to, trying to convert them, you know what I mean? And I would play Xbox, and every person that I would meet on Xbox, I would tell them different things like that. And it was just fake. It wasn't me. Some Christians have those gifts. That's what God calls them to do. But I didn't really feel that was my gift because it made me uncomfortable, and it made the people that I was talking to uncomfortable. It was just fake. They could see right through it. I could see right through it. And most importantly, the Lord could see right through it. My gifts is more so just kind of being me, just kind of walking the walk and exuding the light. And I was delightfully surprised at how many people could see that there's something different about you. Like, you're a Christian, aren't you? Or things like, how come you don't cuss? When we play Xbox, I wouldn't cuss like all of my friends do. And so they would ask why I wouldn't, and then it would give me a chance to talk about my relationship with Jesus and different things like that. The opportunities were much more genuine, much more real when I just stopped trying so hard and just decided to be myself. When I wasn't so pushy. Y'all see what I'm getting at? Because whenever I was being so pushy, when I was trying to force it so bad, I ended up turning a lot of people away from God. And it's one of my deepest regrets to this day. But maybe I shouldn't even say that, because I think that God used that experience to teach me a valuable lesson. He used it to teach me something to help me have more wisdom and more understanding about there's a time and a place for everything. That would be my personal experience with me trying to push people, even loved ones. I think I feel guilty that I pushed some loved ones away because of how fanatical I got, I guess you could say. And so I hope to just continue being myself, just being a light, and let the Lord open future doors for them and for anybody else. You know what I mean? What else? Those are examples of, how being too pushy, trying to shove something down somebody's throat so badly has led to negative repercussions. On the other hand, though, there's some times where being pushy ends up working out. They call it persistence, being diligent. I know that my dad is the one who really kind of shed light to me on this. My dad, it's always been his dream to see pretty much the whole Morrow family have their own YouTube channel, to be able to give their own different perspective on life, and to be able to be a light to any different kind of viewer, because everybody's different. And so his hope would be that Brianne, Kim, Jake, Bennett, you name it, literally anybody in our family would be able to make videos and appeal and touch somebody's heart. Maybe not everybody's, but all together we could touch somebody's heart. You know what I mean? And so at first, I got on board pretty easy. My dad was first with the videos, and I was second. I didn't take much convincing at all. Jamie, it took her a little bit more time for different circumstances. Pawpaw was apprehensive. Jake wasn't too apprehensive, I guess. He wasn't probably very hard to convince. Brianne, I don't know how hard Bree was to convince. I know Sister Kim was the hardest to convince, though. Oh my goodness, I never thought in a million years that Sister Kim would be doing YouTube like she is right now. But the reason they ended up doing it was because my dad kept pushing it. My dad kept literally making boards, like whiteboard, like the way a teacher would, because that's a teacher in him coming out, and he would list all the pros of making a YouTube channel, all the good things they could do, and he never gave up. He kept pushing, kept trying to convince them over and over and over and over, until finally, one by one, every single one of them they decided, okay, I'll do it. And now they all love doing YouTube. They love it. And it wouldn't have happened had my dad not been so pushy, had my dad not pushed them so hard to do it. I don't know if they ended up just caving in out of annoyance, being like, oh my goodness, yes, just please stop asking me. Or I don't know if eventually, after him being in their ear enough times, they were kind of like, okay, you know what, maybe Lester's right, let me just give it a shot. And then when they give it a chance, they're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but that would be something that I'll always remember about my dad's persistence and his pushiness paying off. Because I'm more of the mentality normally that if I offer somebody something and they say no, maybe I'll give them a second or a third chance at most. But then if they just kind of say no at first, I'll be like, fine, suit yourself. Come to me when you change your mind, and just let them go about their way. That's more my mindset. But I learned something valuable from my dad right there. So that's something that I can take with me. I think that y'all get the point. I think that I've come across pretty well in this video about pushiness. There's a time and a place for it. And so, of course, just like in the last video about how doing things by the book, there's a time and a place for everything. That begs the question, when is a good time to be pushy? And when is a good time to just lay back and let it happen organically or naturally? I wish there was an easy answer to that. I'm not really sure. It's something that I'm still, just like with the whole by the book thing, something I'm still trying to figure out to this day. I guess the best thing that I could say is, I think like last video, just being open, just having an open mind, not being so stuck in your ways, being open to being wrong and being open to doing something differently. Like I just told you guys about how my mentality is to only ask once or twice. If there's a situation that calls for persistence and somebody tells me that I should keep trying, then I need to be open to continuing to try. And on the other hand, if you're somebody who wants someone to do something so badly, but you're hurting your own cause, you're just pushing them the other way, I would advise you to be open to just letting go, letting them do their own thing for a while, and then just praying and hoping that they'll come around, that they will make a complete 180 and come to you and try your idea. I think that that's the best that I could say. And this probably goes for anything. A lot of you are parents that care for your children and just want to see the best for them in life. I know that someday me and Megan will be in that same situation with our kids. We'll want what's best for them and we'll probably not be pleased with something they're doing. And so we'll have to decide whether persistence or laying back is the best thing. Yeah. Well, guys, this has been fun. I hope y'all enjoyed this Thursday talk. Y'all be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see. I hope you all have a really blessed day. And as I always say, your boy Ellie out.